Folks, welcome to another episode of This Week in Vinyl. My name is DJ Switch, and I am joined once again by the inevitable, the inimitable, the one, the only, Cerius Blaq. What's up, my guy? How you been?
I'm good. I'm good now. How are you, man?
You know what? Like, I'm going to be so for real right now. This is the second time we started this episode because my computer's doing something funky. Which
it's
is
your turn.
Very unusual. Like, that is not a normal situation for me, but that's okay. We've turned it off and on again, and now we're gonna take a look at some records that I'm really hyped. I'm really hyped to share it with you today. Dude, we have such a sick list of records. I don't even have jokes. Like, honestly, this list of records today is so sick that I didn't even write any dumb bits for you. I did write a bit, but it's not a joke. I'm so stoked about the last record I'm going to show you today that I actually wrote an entire sales pitch.
Like for me or the audience?
Well, yes, all of the above.
Okay.
And so because I'm gonna sell the shit out of this record at the end of the show, but you gotta wait till the very end. We have, and I will tell you, it'll be worth the wait because we have a lot of great records to get to, starting with one that I think you are going to you're going to want to buy if you don't have it already. You might already have it. But this is one that's getting a 20th anniversary release, and it's one that I know you're going to be hyped for whether you have it or not.
All right, that means my pockets is going to have to be ready. All right.
I make no apologies. Fuck your wallet. Let's go.
Yeah, it hit me.
Food by MF Doom.
Come on, son.
What's that? Who's that on your window right there, right behind you, right there? Isn't that?
I don't know who that is.
That's a. Listen, you're supposed to use all caps when you spell his name, but that's all right. We're gonna forgive it this time because this isn't even the artwork for the album. This blog is good about like tracking releases, but they're not good about the details. And so that's why I like to open up the Amazon listing so we can actually get a look at the record and see what's going on. Man. So you're familiar with 2004's Food.
Food, yeah, very vastly.
You've heard this before, I assume, once or twice or 1,700 times.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I actually just discovered last week that I have two different versions of this album. Right over there.
So you don't just already own this. You already own this twice.
I do.
And you're about to own it a third time. Because take a look at this.
Give me a break.
Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at it.
Come on, man.
Brand new artwork for the 20th anniversary release, and look at that marbling, man. They call that the Sweet Tart marble. That's the Sweet Tart variant of MF Doom's 20th anniversary of Food. Here's the gatefold.
Oh man,
we don't get to see the gatefold very often, man. That's super dope. Look at that.
That's pretty sick, man.
And then the backside. We got the backside with all the tracks. And we got the little family of little Dooms just like sitting around.
This is beautiful.
We got Black Cyclops over here just from the Malcolm X-Men.
Right.
What is on his shirt? What is that?
I can't see. Do
you recognize that?
Yeah. It looks like it's a general like it's an old school, I hate to use the term pick me face, but it's got the circle crossed out because we don't like that shit.
So yeah, say no to minstrel art, that kind of thing. Yeah. I like the 3-headed dragon in the kitchen.
Oh, that's King Ghidorah, man.
One of them
to your leader.
The one on the left literally just got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth while he's frying up some eggs or whatever.
Snazzy.
Oh, that's man, crazy. Yeah. This is this is the 20th anniversary of Food. And why do I feel like you're already?
Man, how much is it, man?
It's $50 for a 2-disc. That's very reasonable.
It's not bad.
That's very reasonable. Don't worry. I'm going to have a link for this down in the show description. So if you want to pick this up, you'll be able to hit the link. And when you use the links on my show description, if they're affiliate links, you get to help me out a little bit covering the cost of the show. And it costs you nothing extra. Like, you'd be paying the same price But if you use the affiliate link, you also kind of like I get a little, couple bucks or whatever.
Yeah, do that.
Which is super helpful. Now, I've talked about this on the show before, and I'll talk about it every time I bring up the affiliate links. I think it's important to mention that not every link that I put in the description will be an affiliate link, because sometimes it's more important to me to get you the record, like get you like a link to the record, than to like get paid. Because I'm not trying to get paid. Like, getting paid is nice, but it's not always about getting paid. Sometimes it's just about sharing the music. You know what I mean?
Man. I think everybody respects that, man. They understand it. And affiliate links, some people find that annoying and all that, but really it's the only way that we can support our shows and stuff like that. Like, we got to, because YouTube ain't doing it. We got to make money somehow.
Yeah, no, YouTube ain't doing it.
But also I just noticed something. So that face you asked me about before on the shirt, it's also down here at the bottom left of the jacket. But I also noticed that there's graffiti KMD, which is the group that Doom was in before he became Doom, when he was Lev Love X. So it might be a reference to something on one of those albums, and maybe I'm just not remembering.
Okay. Well, as the resident expert on MF Doom, I expect you to do some homework and report back.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. There's the next record is one that I'm very excited about, but I think you're going to be into it as well.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like you just be trying to make me broke, man. Like,
yeah, or I'm genuinely trying to share some music that's getting repressed, because I know this record's already been out, but I'm gonna tell you right now, is my absolute favorite record from Run the Jewels, and it's got the song that made me a Run the Jewels fan. We were talking about Error 1015.
Yo,
no, we talking about Run the Jewels too.
Okay, word up.
By the way, I did not plan that. I didn't know that was gonna happen. That was funny. But Run the Jewels too, bro, and check it out. Close your eyes and count to F word.
Yep.
Featuring Zach De La Rocha from a little known band called Rage Against the Machine. Bro, Zach.
I mean, it's a dope song, man.
Zach and Killer Mike
LP,
in a room together, let alone on a record together, is like an absolutely insane combo, and I would follow those guys anywhere, man.
Hey, man, you better give some love to LP.
No disrespect to LP, no disrespect at all to LP, but LP, like Killer Mike and Zach, are out there doing it in the world of politics. They're out there doing it.
Okay, that's true.
They're out there. They're the ones shouting into the bullhorns and shit, man.
Although I don't know if you know this, but Killer Mike is kind of in the hot seat right now.
I did not know that. What did he do?
It's because of the stance that he took when Kamala was running, and in the last election, and how he was telling people basically don't vote because there was no good candidates, blah blah blah. And a lot of people took that stance, but then just about a month ago now, he had made a video talking about how everybody needs to get to the polls. Yeah. It's like, yeah, we said that to you last time.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody can't be right all the time, and everybody's capable of messing up. And right now, he's got to take the heat for that. But that doesn't mean that this album isn't dope.
Listen, this was the album, and specifically this song is what made me a fan of Run the Jewels, and that's the one that made me sit up and go, oh, wait a minute, who is this Killer Mike fella? Who is this dude LP? Like, what else they got to say? You know what I mean?
Right.
They're rocking with Travis Barker on this record.
Gangsta Boo.
Which, by the way, Travis Barker from a little known band called Blink 182. So yeah, man, this record is so dope. If I really like the other Run the Jewels records, but if I had to pick one as my Desert Island RTJ, it's gonna be this one.
I mean, Oh My Darling's dope. Blockbuster Night's dope. In fact, I don't know if you knew this, but over on my channel, when I'm doing reactions, I've actually, one of my members of the Slack Pack is my homie Lady K, and she is very new to hip hop, but somehow she discovered Run the Jewels. So her and I have been watching all of the Run the Jewels videos together.
Because that's how dope Run the Jewels is. I'm saying, man.
Right.
So we went from MF Doom to Run the Jewels today, and that's how we started this show. I tried to tell you I didn't have jokes. I just had bangers today. And so I want you to keep that in mind as we move on to this next one, which I think you're also gonna be stoked about.
I might get to. I mean, I don't have any RTJ albums right now. This wouldn't be a bad one to start with. So yeah.
This one also has an access denied message, so give me 2 seconds, actually.
Okay.
We're just gonna stop there first. Like, well, I'm gonna keep
No.
the recording going, but we're just gonna
Yeah. Because I need this is a good
pause for a second.
opportunity while you're doing that for me to tell the audience of TWIV that my plan is working. I've been sabotaging Switch now for about a week, and all of my plans are coming to fruition.
Your plan? What plan? What plan? No, dude, I was supposed to cut all this, and now I can't cut all this.
That's right. It's got layers, son. I got layers of diabolicalness.
All right, let's go back to the music.
Okay.
What are you doing to me? Anyway, here's Run the Jewels 2. I'll have a link in the description. Y'all go buy this record. Like, just like I'm not even gonna dance around it. Go buy this record.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting for this to get a repress.
Light Cheat Seal, yeah, for sure. That's a good one.
Go buy this record. I'm telling you. So as much as I love hip hop, man, like I also love me some funk. And there's
me too.
Very few bands in the world that are better at funk than Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, greatest hits.
And this is their greatest hits being repressed to vinyl, and there is not a missing track in the entire
come
bunch.
on.
Shining Star, Way of the World, September, Can't Hide Love. Man, we talk about
Got to Get You Into My Life.
Fantasy. Got to Get You Into My Life. I have such a special relationship with that song because my first experience with that song was when I was in college. I was running sound for a jazz choir. It was a 16-voice jazz choir with a full rhythm section. I was their sound guy.
Okay.
And that year we decided to cover Earth, Wind, and Fire's cover of the Beatles song, Got to Get You Into My Life.
Okay.
And so, like, I didn't know it was a Beatles song at first. I knew it was an Earth, Wind, and Fire song, and I knew we were covering it. But, like, dude, doing a 16-voice jazz choir cover of this version of Got to Get You Into My Life was so dope. And
I kind of want to see that.
I was 18, bro.
Oh, my gosh. This is hitting right here, man. I mean, look, they got Boogie Wonderland on there.
Yeah, Let's Groove.
A lot of people don't know Kalimba's story, but that's a solid piece right there. But
yeah, I'm telling you, I don't see a single track on here that I wouldn't have put on here.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely get this.
This is 17 solid tracks of straight banging Earth, Wind, and Fire. If you love this band, you need this record.
My God,
like it's just that simple. It's
look
a 2-disc
jacket.
It's a 2-disc. The artwork is incredible.
Right.
Like this is it. This is like every Earth, Wind, and Fire fan that wants to have a casual record to like share the music with their loved ones or like DJs. If you look into like, you know, go throw down like an old school set, you got to have this record. So there's going to be a link down in the description. Listen, I am just the humble messenger. I am letting you know there is 2 solid discs of Earth, Wind, and Fire funk coming to you this week.
Man, this is classic cookout music.
Right? Yeah, there it is. So along with that, I'm glad you said cookout music, man, because here's the thing. The next one is also classic cookout music.
Oh, really?
And as much as I want to say, like, it doesn't get much better than Earth, Wind, and Fire, like, you can't just be listening to one band for the whole cookout. You're going to need to mix it up a little bit. And that's where Morris Day and the motherfucking Time. The album is called Ice Cream Castle. You know the songs, Jungle Love. You know The Bird. Me and Silent Bob modeled our whole lives after Morris Day and Jerome.
Oh, my God. I want this entire wardrobe.
I almost put on my movies hat just to kind of like lean into the Jay and Silent Bob reference. So I actually got introduced to Morris Day and Jerome through 2001's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which is like, man, I was such a big like Kevin Smith fan, Views Universe fan, but like I knew about Purple Rain the record. I did not know about Purple Rain the movie. Until I was in like college. And so my actual first experience with Morris Day and the Time, I thought they were just a band. I didn't know that Prince produced them and that they were like the villains
Yeah.
in the movie Purple Rain. Like I didn't get all that until like later. So
see, for me, I knew because I saw Purple Rain back in the day and Under the Cherry Moon, and
okay.
I was very familiar with Morris Day in the time. But
So yeah. So my first experience with Morris Day in the time was basically that ending scene in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back where they go on stage and they do Jungle Love with Jay and Silent Bob, which that was my introduction. But yeah, produced by Prince as the Star Company. Ice Cream Castle is the Times best-selling album, delivering classic funk hits like Jungle Love and The Bird.
Okay, I mean, look at that cover, man.
It's
I want
180
all
gram,
that drip.
180 gram premium quality vinyl pressed through the folks at Rhino Reserve. So this is going to be a good record. This is going to be a good one for the shelf. Absolutely. yeah. They cuss a little bit. They do a little cussing. What's a good funk record without a little cussing? You know what I mean? So listen, but we got to keep moving because, frankly, I don't know if my audio is going to cut out again. So we're gonna move on to this next one, which is one that I've actually been waiting for a long time. I think you're going to be excited about it, but I think the two of us combined aren't going to be nearly as excited as our homie Mikey.
Oh boy.
And you know what's up with Mikey.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, this is one for Mikey. I'm gonna shout him out. Mikey, this is for you. We are finally
I do it.
Finally getting a No Strings Attached commercial press. Last if I remember correctly, and I may be wrong, I'm not even gonna look this up, but if I remember right, the last actual pressing of this record was like a Record Store Day thing like 10 years ago.
Dang.
And I love me some NSYNC. I will not pay $400 for a single disc.
Oh hell no!
NSYNC
you know what? My wife would be
happen.
excited about this too, so I'm gonna let her know.
Nice. Yeah. It's a standard black, which is honestly what I want. Like I just want a standard black. I want the label. I want the artwork. I want to own the music. I don't care about a clear splattered special edition Record Store Day, whatever. Like give me this version and give it to me for $26.
That ain't bad at all. Actually.
I'm saying this is the one I've been waiting for. So like this is going to go on the shelf.
Yeah, that'll be in my house soon. I predict that that's going to happen.
Yeah, dude, like it's very affordable. It's being widely distributed. So it's not like a limited edition. You're definitely going to be able to find it. Like this is one that I've been really looking forward to. And because the vlog that I use, or the blog rather, that I use to kind of track a lot of these new releases is alphabetical. This was the first one I saw for this week. And I was just like, okay, we're going to build a show around this for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be happy, man.
But we got to stick with the pop stuff, man. Cause like, we've got some more pop records to go through, including this next one, which is a dude named Adam Lambert.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, right. Adam Lambert, the album's called The Original High, I believe was originally pressed in, I think this album originally came out like, was it 2014? I looked it up. I can't remember, and of course it's not on here, but this album's like, it's a bit older. It's at least 10 years old. But it was the first record he did with Warner after he left RCA, which was an interesting tidbit that I read about. But man, that song Ghost Town, that was a big hit for Adam. In fact,
I haven't heard his voice in a while, man. It might be time to revisit.
The special edition, I think the CD version, like he had like an import CD version or like a special edition CD version that had a couple of remixes of Ghost Town as like bonus tracks.
Oh, dope. Okay.
Unfortunately, they couldn't squeeze them onto the vinyl, which is kind of whatever. But yeah, this is absolutely this is absolutely a banging record from Adam Lambert. Like, go check it out. The track he did with Trove Low. Here's a track he did with Brian May. Ever heard of that guy?
Yeah.
maybe once or twice. A little guitar player for a little band known as Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a record full of talent. This is definitely one to pick up, and I'll have a link as always down below. Now, this next band is one that is not as well known, not as common, but it's one that got me through a good chunk of my college experience, and I was introduced by a good friend of mine that I used to like, one of my like musician buddies that we used to trade music a lot. he introduced me to this next band, and it's a group called Modest Mouse. Are we big Modest Mouse fans?
Yes, I'm a huge Modest Mouse fan. Like, I remember, matter of fact, I gotta share this. Okay, look.
Yeah.
The first Modest Mouse song I ever heard was Float On, right?
Okay.
But
right.
It was my homie. It was the first comic book store that I was ever part of, because a lot of people don't know this. Back in Chicago, I actually was part owner of a comic book store, and my partner at that time was like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna go to this Modest Mouse show." And I was like, "A what?" And he was like, "Man, sit your ass down." And then he just put it on, and then I was like, "Okay, yeah, this is dope." And I've been a fan ever since. And like, holy shit, yeah, this is.
So
I'm excited.
In the span of like, a summer, my buddy introduced me to Modest Mouse, Guster, the Decemberists.
Ooh, the Decemberists too. I like them too. I don't know Guster though, but
You're My Satellite. Remember that?
Yeah. Okay, I know that song. I didn't know that was them. Okay. Ooh, this is pretty too.
So, all right.
Come on. Give me the
Modest Mouse has a new record. They've only got 2 preview tracks available to listen to right now because the record's actually not out yet. Like the whole thing, digitally and everything, is not even out yet.
Damn. Okay.
But along with the digital release, they are doing a vinyl press, and it will be released at the same time on June 5th. So I've heard the couple of preview tracks, and I am here to tell you, Modest Mouse has not lost a step. Like, it was classic OG Modest Mouse. I loved the 2 tracks that I heard, and so this is an easy recommend from a band that I am a fan of, that I honestly don't get to listen to often enough.
Yeah.
Because every time I do sit down and listen to some Modest Mouse, man, like it's a good time. And I will tell you, my first experience with Modest Mouse is like, whenever I think about that band, I think about the first song that I really fell in love with from them, and it's one that gets stuck in my head every time I hear it. It's called Paper Thin Walls.
Oh yeah, I understand. Yeah,
I remember driving my busted up 97 Hyundai Elantra in college. I was taking my buddy to work during the summer because I had nothing better to do during the week, because I was DJing on the weekends and I had nothing but time on my hands, right? Mm-hmm. And so I would get up early and take my buddy to work, and he would put on Modest Mouse in the car in my little, $200 CD player in the dash. And that's how we listen to Modest Mouse. And like, so this takes me back, and hearing those preview tracks, they're banging. So
that song kind of hits you in the feels too, though.
Yeah. So this is the brand new album from Modest Mouse called an Eraser and a Maze.
Okay. I've actually been meaning to do a whole series of Modest Mouse reactions on my channel too, so this is perfect.
You got to get on that, man. You got so much stuff to react to. Like,
that's because I love so much music, man. It's hard, man.
You got to quit your job and just do that all day, I guess.
Well, I need to eat, dog.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. We all got to eat. So we're gonna shift gears a little bit, though. We going. I'm not gonna do the old school bit again, but this is an older band that I think still holds up, and this is like a special pressing from them. So this is the Animals, their greatest hits live from 1983.
This is an instant buy for me. This is an instant buy. This is an instant purchase.
New Year's Eve, 1983. And I'm going to tell you something. House of the Rising Sun, we talked about it, like it was a week or two ago. We talked about House of the Rising Sun is one of my absolute favorite songs of all time. But for me, that's not the standout on this album, because I did give this album a listen. And I'm going to tell you right now, this version of We Gotta Get Out of This Place is like 7 minutes and change. It's like a jam band version of We Gotta Get Out of This Place. If you're only familiar with the radio version that used to get played all the time, like, you got to hear this version. It is wild, man.
No, I'm here for that, because they can jam. Like, them boys behind, they can jam. Especially when they get on those keys. Holy crap.
So like this whole record is absolutely worth a pickup, but this version, this live version from 83 of We Gotta Get Out of This Place, this is where it's at right here. It is almost twice as long. Actually, it might be more than twice as long as the radio cut that we're all familiar with.
That's damn, man, you hitting me today, man.
I told you. I tried to tell you. I don't even have any bits. Like, I don't even have jokes. I just have banging records. Today is a great day for vinyl collectors, man, because all this crazy good stuff's coming out. And by the way, these are just the records that I'm recommending for this week. Like, there's a lot more stuff that didn't make the cut because you and I only have a couple hours in the day to make this show.
Right. Look,
Like,
I'm excited about this one, though. I thank you for presenting this because I'm ready to hear some more Burton's voice. So
it's Sunday. Little peek behind the curtain. It's Sunday right now. We would be here till Wednesday at least. If we got to all the stuff that's coming out. So, the best I could do is just pick out my favorites and try to share them with the world, and that's what we're doing here. So, please check out Greatest Hits Live by the Animals. It was recorded live on New Year's Eve, 1983, in Wembley Arena. Ever heard of that? Ever heard of Wembley Arena in London?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's new, right? No, anyway.
Yeah, it's that new spot. Anyway, we're gonna keep things moving right along. We got another classic that's worth another look, and this is an album that I was debating whether or not to share this because this is an album that's been around for a minute. But there's two things. There's a banger of a track on there that I want to call out, and the variant visually is just gorgeous. So let me start by showing you the record. It's Bonnie Tyler, Secret Dreams and Forbidden Fire.
Gosh.
That album art is the most 80s album art of all the 80s album art.
With the hair and the storms in the back. And
she dressed like a general. Jacket. Look at the jacket, man. She looks like she's ready to go to war. And it's a good thing she's ready to go to war because we holding out for a hero. Off the Footloose soundtrack is the last track on that record.
Okay, that's cool.
Holding Out for a Hero, of course, is like Bonnie Tyler's mega hit.
I'm actually a big fan of Rebel Without a Clue.
Yeah?
My mama used to play that one.
Nice. There you go. Yeah. All right. I mean, listen, this is a talented lady, and she got some banging songs, which, one track, I will tell you, again, peeking behind the curtain a little bit, one track is usually not worth a recommend.
Right.
And especially because you talked about, I think on our very first episode, you talked about how when you buy records, you only buy records you can listen to front to back.
The whole thing. Yep.
You want to be able to listen to that's the limitation you put on yourself because you are not a millionaire and can't just buy all the records.
Facts.
Neither am I. So this is an easy recommend because it's a great record. But Holding Out for a Hero is just a fantastic way to end, after listening through a great record full of songs, and then you get to Holding Out for a Hero and you just feel like nothing can stop you.
Yeah, that's an inspiring song for sure, man. It definitely makes you feel a certain way.
Every time I hear it, I get hype. Holding Out for a Hero and what was the other one? The Warrior. Patti Smith, The Warrior. That's the other one. Those two songs, honestly, like you put those on any movie soundtrack, and I'm probably down to watch that movie.
I can hear it in my head now. Thanks. That's gonna be stuck in my head now. Thank you.
You're welcome. How about checking out the vinyl itself, though? They call this crystal clear and black marbled. It looks like the smoke from the background of the artwork. It
almost looked like stone at first too. I was like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I had to do some digging to find this is another website that sells records. So this is the only place I could find the actual visual so we could see it. But 180 gram audiophile vinyl, deluxe sleeve, all that, all the sales pitchy stuff. If you're a Bonnie Tyler fan, I got great news for you. There's an excellent repress coming this week that's definitely worth a pickup. So
$40 ain't bad either. So
yeah, I'm all right with it. I mean, it's a little high, I think that's just this website, the markup and whatnot, but
it's not the worst we've seen though.
Yeah, no. Nope. But I will tell you this next record is one that I think gets overlooked a lot by a younger generation that doesn't know what it is.
Okay.
But I think you'll appreciate it. Boz Scaggs.
Okay, you're right. They wouldn't know, but I do know, yeah.
This is the 50th anniversary of Soak Degrees, man.
Wow.
50th anniversary. We talking about Lowdown.
Okay.
Talking about, what can I say? We talking about Jump Street.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a great record. And this isn't just a good record. This is, listen, if you go if you go to a Goodwill store like on a Monday when they put out the new product for the week or whatever,
Yeah.
like check the records, like check whatever record donations have come in over the weekend. I can almost guarantee you're going to find a copy of Boz Scaggs in the pile. Like
Okay.
everybody had this record. This is one of those records. What was that joke? Did they had a joke in Wayne's World about like some record that got issued with boxes of Tide or came with boxes of cereal or something?
Isn't that great? You heard of it?
Excuse me, have I ever seen this one before? Frampton Comes Alive. Everybody in the world has Frampton Comes Alive. If you lived in the suburbs, you were issued it. Came in the mail with samples of Tide.
Boz Scaggs is one of those records, man. Everybody had this record, and there's a reason. There's a reason why it's getting a 50th anniversary press, because it still hits. Since 1976, this record still hits. Lowdown is still a banging track. I listened to that recently. Lido Shuffle is still a banging track. I'm telling you, this is a good record.
I know some Boz Scaggs, but I could stand to learn more.
Yeah. So if you want to pick this up, they got a new anniversary press coming out. Price isn't too bad, $36.
Okay.
I mean, so he got one up on Bonnie Tyler at least. The only problem is I couldn't find. It says green.
I'm assuming that the vinyl's gonna be green like that bench.
I'm kind of assuming the same thing, but I couldn't find a picture of it to share. I didn't look that deep into it, but I wanted to at least call out the record. Silk Degrees 50th anniversary from Boz Scaggs. Make sure you check that out when it comes out this Friday, June 5th. But we're going to keep it moving with another one that's not quite as old, but still definitely, it's a classic for us 90s kids.
Okay, it's back there.
We're talking about Spin Doctors.
Oh my
full
God.
Of Kryptonite.
Man, that's 90s as hell.
Two Princes. It doesn't get more 90s than Two Princes. And check it out.
Lord.
This was the band's best-selling album, and it was certified 5 times platinum by the RIAA.
Ooh-wee.
They sold the hell out of this record, man. The singles, Two Princes and Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. They peaked on number 7 and 17, respectively.
Okay. Yeah, both of those for sure are songs that I definitely know.
I mean, yeah. But the whole album hits. And what's crazy is, like, if you listen to it, like if you start with Jimmy Olsen's Blues, the first track, it does not sound like Two Princes. It does not sound like Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. Like this is a band that had some range and was not afraid to play with their range of styles that they could deliver. So this is, I think as much as I love the 2 well-known songs from this record, it says originally released in August of 91. As much as I like the 2 well-known songs, like give the record a listen and decide if it's one that's worth picking up. I mean, for a lot of people, those 2 songs are big enough that it's worth picking up just on that. But really, the whole record is worth giving a listen. And I went through it in sort of to prep for this. I kind of gave the record a spin just to kind of get an idea for like what the whole thing sounds like.
He gave
and
the record
I
a
think
spin.
I think this qualifies, man. I think this is one that you're going to be able to put it on and enjoy the whole thing.
Okay,
so
I'm willing to check it out for sure because I did like those songs. So, and I have a bad habit of not going back and doing more research on like what other songs are on like an album, that are not the popular ones. So,
and if you want to buy the record, just go ahead now. I'm sorry, that was corny as hell. That was corny as hell.
Yeah. Well, you also said you gave it a spin.
Yeah, right. Well, that was unintentional, but anyway, we're going to move right along with another record that's coming out. We've talked a little bit about some of the Now That's What I Call Music records.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, like, I don't want to talk about them every single episode.
But
you got to see this playlist,
oh
man.
My
God. Now that's what I call soft rock and power pop anthems.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Hang on. So we got to go to the Amazon to see the track list because, like, we got to see the artwork proper. It starts with We Are the Champions.
Seriously?
This record starts with We Are the Champions. Def Leppard, Love Bites.
Okay.
Bon Jovi, Always. Laura Branigan, Self Control. Marillion,
Kaylee.
Foreigner, I Want to Know What Love Is. The Cars Drive. That's just track 1, side 1 of disc 1.
Oh, my God. They got Tina Turner on there, too. Okay.
We got
John.
some Tiny Dancer. Total Eclipse of the Heart. There's our Bonnie Tyler, right?
God.
Belinda Carlisle, Heaven is a Place on Earth. Jesse's Girl, banger. Africa, banger. Keep on Loving You, REO Speedwagon, We Belong, Pat Benatar.
That's my song.
I'm saying, like, we got Heart, we got Cher, we got Tina Turner. Like, I actually don't even want to skip any of these. Journey, Cutting Crew, Mr. Take These Broken Wings. Right?
Oh my gosh.
Police, Berlin, Kim Carnes, Betty Davis Eyes, man.
That Betty Davis Eyes. Yeah.
There's Patti Smith and Don Henley.
Wow.
Bro, Patti Smith and Don Henley from the Eagles together on Sometimes Just Love Just Ain't Enough. Scorpions, Wind of Change, of course.
There's another. I just spotted a song on there from something we just talked about maybe 2 shows ago.
We're getting there. We're going through this whole list because people this is 3 discs. But it's like all 3 discs are full of bangers. Dancing in the Dark, Easy Lover, Easy Lover. Yeah. Huey Lewis and the News. You know what's funny about this song, Power of Love?
What?
I actually own this song 4 times over on vinyl. So I have the Huey Lewis record.
Okay.
I have the Back to the Future soundtrack. I have 5 because I have the Huey Lewis. I have Huey Lewis. I have Back to the Future. I have there's a nerd rock band called I Fight Dragons.
Oh yeah,
that had a cover of Power of Love on one of their EPs that they did release on vinyl as like a double-sided. It was like a double-sided EP. It was like one EP on the A side, and then the other EP is on the B side. So I do have this on vinyl from I Fight Dragons. I also have Ninja Sex Party.
Oh yeah, I know them too.
They did a cover album this last year, Under the Covers Volume 4, that had Power of Love on it. And then it's hard to pick a favorite because it's situational for me, but I will say one of my favorite versions that I have on vinyl is the version from Scary Pockets, the funk cover band. So Scary Pockets is a funk cover band that was started by the founder of Patreon, Jack Conte.
Oh no shit.
During the pandemic, they made a whole bunch of cover videos and they would publish like one a week or something. And then every time they had enough for an album, they would publish it as an album. So like Scary Pockets is hands down one of my absolute favorite cover projects of all time. They decided, I think last year, to do originals and let go of the covers thing, which really bummed me out because I'm such a sucker for covers, and especially their covers. Like their covers are so high level and
but
so
you got to give
well-made.
their originals a chance too.
I mean, I'm waiting. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm waiting. Whenever they get done, we'll see what they put out. But I have no doubt that it's going to be amazing stuff because I will tell you, Scary Pockets is made up of incredibly high level, talented musicians from the LA area. Mixed with some imports, man. They did a whole record with a dude from Portland. Oh man, what is his name? Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. Hold on one sec. Let me look it up real quick. Swatkins. Cat named Swatkins from Portland.
I don't know this person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Swatkins is a dude who plays the vocoder, and I think he's originally from Portland. But definitely went and did some really, really fun stuff with the folks from Scary Pockets, including one of my absolute favorite Scary Pockets songs that they covered, which was Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, with Swatkins on the vocoder. Yeah, it's a funk version of Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger.
Interesting.
Bro, I set that shit as my alarm. I wake up to that almost every day. It's so good.
Okay. Word up.
Okay, anyway, back to the now that's what I call soft rock and power pop anthems.
Danger Zone.
We got Danger Zone, we got Alice Cooper's Poison, Richard Marx, we got Roxy Music, and then we've got ELO, Mr. Blue Sky. We just talked about
that's
them
the one
last
I was
week.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
We discovered
Jerry
that.
Rafferty, Baker Street. Man, I grew up a sax player. Any saxophone player knows Baker Street. You can't be a sax player and not be beaten over the head with the riff from Baker Street. Because the Night, Patti Smith group. I will tell you, my favorite version of
I do
Because
know
the
that
Night
song.
that I have on record is actually from one of my favorite nerd bands. No, actually, probably my absolute favorite nerd band is a group called the Proto Men. They are a rock opera.
It's the Proto Men.
They're a rock opera based on Mega Man, and they had a cover album called The Cover Up or The Covers Up. I think it was called The Cover Up. And their version of Because the Night is on that record, and it's so good.
I'm gonna go look at that. Ooh, that whiskey in a jar though.
Yeah, we got some Thin Lizzy, Billy Joel's Piano Man, Don McLean, American Pie. When I was still doing react videos on my YouTube channel, which actually the video is still up, I did do a reaction to Home Free's take on American Pie. And Home Free actually got Don McLean on the track and in the video. So it's Home Free with Don McLean doing an a cappella version of American Pie. And it's so good. I reacted to it. And you can find that on my channel if you dig deep. You got to dig deep for it because it was a few years ago.
Yeah, I can find it.
But it's there. I left it up.
You know what?
Then, of course, we end on Meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
One thing I want to say is like, remember how earlier we were looking at the Earth, Wind, and Fire greatest hits?
Yes, sir.
Right? And I was like, yo, this is definitely like you throw this on for the cookout, right?
Yeah.
This is not that. This is when you throw it on at like the barbecue that's happening at the air show.
Air show?
Yeah, at the air show. Like maybe like some sort of like more official function, you know.
It's giving
like there might be boats there. This ain't like yacht rock or nothing, but like there might be a park involved and some water.
Would you say it's giving less of a cookout and more of a truck rally?
Ooh, not that bad.
Not that bad. All right.
No, because I still like this. Like, no.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, this would fall firmly into the category of what I like to call college rock.
Yeah.
This is when everybody's
Actually,
out of high
this is
school,
kind of banging, man. Like,
and they're discovering the music their parents liked.
Yeah, this is a good way to get a lot of these songs. Wait, I didn't even see Every Breath You Take. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, Take My Breath Away.
I love that they did Every Breath You Take and Take My Breath Away right next to each other.
Yeah.
On disc 2. Yeah. Anyway,
Damn.
so the record is now that's what I call soft rock and power pop anthems.
Like, am
I don't know. I don't know who's in charge over there. Now that's what I call music, but like their vinyl offerings as of late have been absolute chef's
Am I
kiss.
gonna buy this, y'all? Okay. How much?
3 discs. $55.
You know what? That's reasonable as hell.
It almost feels irresponsible not to buy it.
Yeah,
if I'm being really honest,
I'm gonna click your link, man.
For that price, it feels irresponsible not to have this in your
collection. You
collection.
know, and I think now is a good time to mention that I've been putting together a gift registry list. If anybody ever wants to send Switch and I some vinyls, you can send them to Island Station Media Lab on our behalf, and we can receive gifts there. Just saying. Just mentioning it. So anyway, go ahead, man.
We gotta, dude. I love that now. That's what I call music. Is playing into my butt rock. My love for butt rock is very strong, and this is a solid offering. But we do got to shift gears. We got to move on, and this next one's definitely tonally is going to be a little bit different. But it's one that I looked into it. I listened to it, and I decided we need to feature this one. Okay. It's called Lo-Fi Vibes. It's under the label Wagram. So look up Wagram Lo-Fi Vibes. Okay. And look for this artwork. This is artwork that I was able to find consistently. So like it's gonna be because Lo-Fi Vibes is kind of generic, and it's listed as various artists everywhere too. So like also kind of generic. I had a little trouble Googling this, but I was able to find it by including the label. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Oh, and of course, I will leave a link in the description below. So like I don't want y'all to have to like work that hard to find it. But here's the thing. I was a little on the fence about this record until I listened to it, and I noticed a couple things.
Okay.
Saint Germain is on here. Handbook is on here. This cat FKJ had a banger go crazy viral on YouTube. It's called Tadao. I don't know if you're familiar with
I'm
Tadao
not. I'm
by
not. I'm
FKJ.
familiar with Kid Loco though, of all people.
So interestingly, Tadao by FKJ, I think, was the first YouTube video that I reacted to.
Get out of here. Really?
Yeah. And it's I mean it's good. It's a good piece. It's kind of a looping like jazz hop
Okay.
vibe. And so Tadao would probably fit on this lo-fi record.
Is this
but
the first thing they've done, or have you seen anything by this company before?
From the company, no, I'm entirely unfamiliar.
Okay.
But I want to call out Darius and Rustic Beats.
Okay.
And Kid Loco. So there's some talent
I
on
know
here.
the Kid Loco song. Yeah.
So I'm not immediately familiar with everybody on this record, but I will tell you there's enough people on here that I am familiar with that I can confidently recommend that like there is some serious talent on here. And then I went and listened to it, and I'm going to tell you like it's a good record. There's a lot of range. Some of it's kind of sleepy lo-fi, some of it's a little bit more upbeat, kind of more city pop vibe.
But this fits within my rule system though too, because I know that I could throw this on and just be cool with it, and like the whole thing. I feel like like this is getting work done music.
Yeah. That's exactly it, and that's exactly what I love about stuff like this, man. And I love that this isn't being relegated. Like my thing with lo-fi is like it should be celebrated like other music. It should not be relegated to background stuff I can ignore.
No,
like,
absolutely not.
That's kind of what it could be if you let it, but really, like, this is talented stuff, and it deserves a little bit of spotlight, and that's why I want to call out this record, especially because this is a good record full of talented people.
Yeah. Plus, I know that there's a lot of lo-fi people out there. Like, this is for us, okay?
Yeah.
So, pay attention.
Yeah. I will say, though, there's another lo-fi record coming out that is from a little bit better known company. This is Lo-Fi Girl's 4 a.m. chill session.
Ooh, okay. Well, I like these in general anyway. I think you were the one to put me onto these.
Well, this is Lo-Fi Boy. His stuff's a little more synthy.
Yeah, okay.
Than Lo-Fi Girl. But it still kind of fits the vibe. It's very chill, very backgroundy, very like get stuff done, very atmospheric. His stuff's a little more atmospheric than Lo-Fi Girl. But this 4 a.m. chill session, it's a compilation record of some of the stuff that they've produced for the streams. And here's the thing. This is a great example where I didn't like the Amazon link, and I damn sure did not like the price at the Amazon link. So I'm going to actually kick y'all a link in the description straight to the Lo-Fi Girl store. Where there's two records I want to call out here. One, obviously the 4 a.m. chill session, $45. Amazon has it for like $70. And I was like, I'm not paying $70 for a record. Like, even if it's a 2-disc, I'm not doing that. Especially when it's $45 direct from Lo-Fi Girl. So I'm just gonna get y'all the direct link. Anyway. Yeah. Now it says sold out here. It may restock, it may not, but I mean it's still worth calling out. Here's the actual here's what the actual records look like.
I didn't realize it was starry like that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
nice.
it's 4 a.m. What else are you gonna see in the sky but all them stars?
I mean, I'm a sucker for purple to begin with. So
but that's the 4 a.m. chill session record that's supposed to be released. I guess the pre-orders are currently sold out on the website, but still maybe, worth calling out.
Oh, yeah, maybe
I will tell you though, there's one other record that I think ties into a record we had talked about previously on this show a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned the coffee variant of the Gilmore Girls soundtrack.
Girls, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so now we got a coffee press of it's called Morning Coffee Repress is the vinyl version from Lo-Fi Girl. And man, look at this. Would you look at this record right now?
Like, is that?
and then there's it's just the first disc that's full of coffee.
Okay.
The second disc is a standard kind of like brown marbled.
Okay. That also, I was wondering if that was okay. That explains why it's $100 too.
Yeah. So it's $100, but it's coffee variant, man. Like, So
that's pretty sick, man.
So there's the Lo-Fi Girl stuff I want to kind of show y'all. And they have some other records as well. Spring Collection is out. This Ancient China is very it's very Eastern inspired lo-fi stuff, which is kind of a cool vibe too.
Yeah, I can get down on that too.
And then what I love that they were doing was they were repressing their best of sets So it's $200 for 5 individual albums in a collectible box.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That's nice.
Instead of 45 a piece, we're talking about $40 a piece.
Oh man,
for 5 of them in a box.
I want that.
So yeah, and the math works out pretty nicely. Unfortunately, it's sold out at the moment, but they've been repressing more and more stuff lately. And
all of these are gorgeous. Every single one of these is gorgeous.
Oh, dude, I would spend so much money if I had it on Lo-Fi Go records if I could, man. Like they've had a lot of really great stuff released. Now, these are all listed as sold out, but any one of these could get repressed at any time. So it's worth keeping an eye on the Lo-Fi Girl vinyl.
Look, I don't know about y'all, but I'm signing up right after this.
Yeah. Now, here's the part where we get to the record that I've been waiting for. This is the one that I called out at the very beginning of the show. This is the record that, my dude, listen, I got to ask you a question.
Okay, what's up?
When's the last time you listened to a sax section that made you feel like a secret agent?
Ooh, it's been a minute, man. So we must be talking about something pretty old, like 60s or 70s, maybe.
Nope.
Right?
Nope. When's the last time you listened to some Dixieland with a muted trumpet and a slide whistle?
Oh, God. Okay, you talking about way back.
And they're backing up a clarinet solo.
Good Lord. Okay. Yeah, I don't.
Or what about the kind of tenor sax solo that made you fall in love with an entire city through the rain on your loft bedroom window?
Wow.
What if I told you
decades?
It's all just on side A.
What is he talking about, y'all? What is it?
The folks at Enjoy the Ride Records have done another repress of the Hey Arnold soundtrack. And I know this could seem like a joke, but I am here to tell you this is no joke. This is hands down one of the best jazz records on my shelf. Period. Full stop.
Okay.
If you want world-class piano work, an orchestra that sings, or a synth that screams, I was born in the wrong decade, then I have the exact record you need. If you truly love music, I cannot stress to you how underrated this record is. And in fact, I have a previous pressing on my shelf. I never get to do this, but I'm actually going to show you. Like, I literally have it. Here, let me show. Let me pull this out so you can see the. So this.
Oh,
it's the Nickelodeon orange.
Yo, I like that.
This is this is one of the records that made me a huge fan of Enjoy the Ride. This is one of theirs.
Okay.
And by the way, these little quick pro tip, like you can get a pack of 5 of these little vinyl what are they called? Vinyl mittens or something? You 5-pack for $10, man. They're super cheap.
Okay, I'm gonna grab some of those. Thank you.
And I'll leave a link for that down below as well. But so we've got a new press coming out. Actually, it's already out with but they have 3 different variants available. We've got the Phoebe stripe. Here, let me show you. This is the Phoebe stripe. From their friend Phoebe. It's kind of fits her color blocking pattern. We've got the Arnold pie chart. No idea why it's called that, but is a kind of a tricolor vibe going on. And then we have the Nick Cornetto with slime pattern, which is kind of similar to the one I have.
Yeah, but that one right there, like,
yeah, with the Nickelodeon slime,
that
like it fits really nicely, I think. But dude, everything from the title track to the closing credits track to like just everything in between, like I'm telling you, just one side of this record, just the A side is incredible enough that I would buy this in a heartbeat all over again. But then there's a whole second side of the record, and it's some of the funkiest, jazziest, like bebopiest music that came out of kids shows in the 90s. Like, this record has no right to be this good, man. I'm telling you.
Okay. I'm interested, man. Here's the question though.
Yeah.
Are you going to get it?
Am I going to get it?
Yeah.
I already have it.
I mean, hey. Hey, I already got 2 copies of Doom. Are you getting this?
Maybe Maybe I might. I don't know. Here's the thing. I love this record so much. I wouldn't mind owning a second copy. But I do have one quick thing to ask from the folks that enjoy the ride, because like we're probably gonna clip this and I'm probably gonna tag them and they're probably gonna see it because they're really good about seeing and responding to the stuff that we've tagged them in so far. I would love to know what's the best way to know when new stuff is coming out, because the problem I keep running into is that we are a show that features upcoming vinyl, and
okay.
I usually don't we record on Sundays and I don't find out about the new stuff from Enjoy the Ride until they release it on Fridays.
Gotcha.
And so I would like to be able to find out when, like, what their release calendar looks like or what their upcoming stuff looks like, so that we can feature it before it gets released and help with the hype. Because
okay, that's fair. Yeah.
So again, I'm not asking for really anything physical from them. Like I already love the label. I'm already more than happy to talk about them. My one thing that I'd love to find out is, how do I find out about this stuff ahead of time so I can share it with y'all on the show? That's the only thing. So
yeah, like I said, I think that's fair. And if they have that resource, that info, that would be useful for us and for them, I think. So,
but yeah, dude, Nickelodeon kids, if you grew up in the 90s watching Nickelodeon, like if you like jazz music, if you like a broad range of jazz music, like that's one of, I think, my favorite things about this record is it touches so many different styles and genres within jazz, especially around the 90s. You've got your synthy stuff, you've got your orchestral stuff, you've got your smooth stuff, the funky stuff, like it's all in there. And so like, get you a copy of Hey Arnold. Like honestly, the music was half the reason I watched that show. And
okay.
And it hits. It still hits 30 years later. It still hits for me. So
I wasn't expecting it, but I'm interested. I'm curious.
Yeah, like I said, I don't even have jokes, man. Like I legitimately love this record, and I want everybody to own a copy. So I'm super glad that they decided to do another press, because their pressings are gorgeous anyway.
Oh yeah, this looks good.
But this is one that I think more people should definitely own, and there's a reason why it sells out, dude. They've done so many other. Look at all these
Good
black
Lord.
bars you see on the left. These are all the sold out pressings that they've done. They keep look at all the artwork, all the variants.
Yeah, no, it's
they
cool.
Keep repressing this record because it sells out every time, bro. So like I am telling you, get this record. This is one that belongs on your shelf. If you grew up in the 90s, if you were born basically any time after 1980, you should own this record.
Okay.
I'll stand on that. And that's it. That's all the records we have for today, man.
This was a hell of a layout today.
It was definitely a weird show for us. We kept having weird audio problems. I kept having to cut in and out. I hope that because like people are going to notice I'm cutting the show more than usual this time around. I hope that it's not too disruptive for folks.
You know what? The information's still there.
But listen, I'm going to do everything I can to share the music every single week, because that's my job as a DJ. And I love this show, and I love hanging out with you, man. So
likewise, this is a good time. This is a very good time.
Hopefully you all feel the same way. And I will tell you, if you're enjoying stuff like this, I have a little announcement for everybody. I have been working on a secret project with our mutual friend Sarah. And the same day that this releases, we will also be releasing our brand new podcast called the Incomplete Worldcon Podcast.
Tell more.
The Incomplete Worldcon Podcast is an audio show that I'm producing, and Sarah is co-hosting with our friend Isabel. And Sarah and Isabel are frequent regulars at Worldcon, which is a science fiction convention that's been around since the 50s, and they hold it in a different city every year. And so we are looking forward to possibly being nominated for the Hugo Awards and being able to participate in that next year. We are looking forward to talking about a bunch of news and information and a little bit of history for Worldcon. And I will tell you, like, after listening to the final cut for our first episode, I think of all my years of podcasting, this might be my favorite episode 1 that I've ever done.
Okay. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, we put a lot of work and energy and preparation into this show. and the end result is pretty dang good, man. So if you're a science fiction fan, especially science fiction literature fan, the Incomplete Worldcon podcast is my brand new project, and I would love it for you to love it if you checked it out. Instagram, the Incomplete Worldcon pod, or incompleteworldconpod@gmail.com.
I'll be checking it out.
That said, where can we find you on the internet, Mr. Cerius Blaq?
Oh, you can find me at Cerius Blaq with Cerius Blaq on YouTube, or just look for Cerius Blaq, like how it's spelled on the screen there, on Instagram, Blue Sky, or Facebook.
Excellent. And you and I have some more recording to do, don't we?
Yeah, we're getting ready to record some more XG. I'm teaching him about my favorite Japanese girl group. So if you want to see him react to that, come on over to my channel.
Japanese pop group.
Yes. Japanese group. Yes. We'll just say Japanese group. He corrected me on something. He is
Japanese
right.
Group. Yeah.
But head on over there if you want to see that. It's been pretty fun. And we're going to record our next episode right after this.
Yes, sir. Until then, thank you everybody so much for watching This Week in Vinyl. We will see you next week. Same time, same place.
Peace,
Bye-bye.
y'all.